All right, hi everybody. This is going to be the second video I've made for Quiz 2. On the first one, I forgot to switch my screen back over to SolidWorks. So unfortunately, you just saw me talking with a picture of the drawing. So hopefully this time I can remember to switch back over after I explain the drawing. So let's see, let me hop over and we'll take a look at the drawing. Pretty straightforward. What you want to do is make this base plate here that has all this cuts. You want to make that base plate first. Then if you look at the right view here, we've got this center section that sticks up. You'll add that on after. Notice there's a radius here. We've got a through all hole. So this outside circle you're seeing here is actually the radius. So keep that in mind. The 2.5 is this next circle in. That's the part that sticks up, the extruded portion, and then you've got a 1.5-inch hole in the middle. So again, I would make the base plate first, do a big circular plate, and then do this slot and this arc-shaped cutout as a second and a third feature here on your design tree. Then you'll do a pattern, and you can do one pattern with both these features in it and pattern those out, and then add in this piece after. So let me switch over to SolidWorks here. Okay. So hopefully you can see my SolidWorks screen now. So we're going to go ahead and sketch, pick whatever plane you want. Let's do the top plane. I'm going to put a circle in the middle. And let me take a look real quick. It has a radius of 4 inches or diameter of 8. So we'll set that to 8-inch diameter. And if we look at the drawing again really quick, it's a 1/2 inch thick. So we'll extrude that 0.5 inches. And that's going to be it for our first feature. So all we did was make the base plate here. Okay. Switch to a front view of that. So now we need to make the slot. I want to make the slot here next. And as the third feature, we'll do the radius arc cutout shape there. So let's get on the front of this part here. Okay, we need an arc. So looking at my drawing, it would really help if I had some construction lines and circles here to help me position the arc itself. So let's take a look. I'm going to put in a vertical center line. Okay, and then I also need a construction circle with a 4-inch diameter. So once you make, I just created a circle. You want to select it, and then over here on the left, you can select for construction. Okay, and then I want to smart dimension that circle. So let's make that a 4-inch diameter. Okay, now this arc has this slot has a tangent arc at the base of it here, and the center point of that circle is on this construction circle I've made, and it's actually on the intersection where this construction circle and this horizontal line cross each other. You notice I can't select the intersection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a circle on the construction line up here. Then I'm going to, so we know the center point is on the construction line. I'm going to select the center of the circle, hold control, and select the construction circle, and I'm going to tell SolidWorks that I want it to add a coincident relation. So now the center of the circle is coincident with not only the line, but also the circle, the construction circle, which means that I have the center of my smaller circle here on the intersection of those two. So you got to kind of trick the system into doing that. Then I need to create the straight lines that go up here. So we'll select, I'm going to select, be careful what you're clicking here. You don't want to select the construction circle. You want to select the quadrant point on the circle right there. That way we know it's going to be tangent to the circle when I go straight up. So I'll put that line in vertically, and we'll duplicate the same thing on the other side. And by putting the circle in first and putting the center point, on the intersection there, I'm automatically going to make my slot centered along this line, this my vertical center line, if that makes sense. Because the center of the circle's there, it automatically makes it the same width. Make sure both these lines are vertical. And then we can either redraw the whole outside circle using the same center point and then trimming it, or we can do a convert entities. So just to show you the convert entities again, select convert entities here on your sketch toolbar. Wants to know what entities you want to convert. I'll just select the outside of the circle and I'll click the check mark, and it's going to project that circular shape onto my current sketch. So same thing as just redrawing it, but I'll go ahead and trim it now, and it leaves me with just that piece in there. That's what I needed to make so that I didn't leave my sketch open. And then we'll trim this piece of the circle, I guess these two pieces of the circle down here, and that'll make it one closed sketch. And then I just need to smart dimension it. So it's a 1/2 inch wide slot. We'll select both those lines and say it's a 1/2 inch. Click the check mark. Oops, sorry. Let me go back in to edit that sketch just to show you that it's fully defined now. We've by positioning this circle in the right place and giving it the width, everything becomes defined. So now we can cut that out and we'll go through all. Okay, and that's going to make our slot. That's one feature, so that's our first feature. I want a whole new feature for the next one. So we'll still pick the same surface, but I'm going to do it as a separate feature because from a design standpoint, they should be different features. We're going to need to put in a vertical center line again. We'll put that in here. And then I'm going to put in another center line coming out at an angle. Okay. We know this one. We know the distance between the two slots is 60 degrees from one slot to the next. So if we want this arc centered between the two slots, this needs to be at 30 degrees. So we'll go ahead and smart dimension between these two. Set that to 30. We know that the center of that arc is along that center line, that construction line there. So we'll go ahead and put the center of our circle on that construction line. We know that that circle has a 1.5 inch radius, so we'll smart dimension that. So that's going to be a 3 inch diameter. And we also know that the center of that arc sits on a 4.5 inch radius construction circle. So we'll go ahead and put in let's put in another circle here. Change it to a construction circle here on the left, and we'll give that a 4.5 inch radius, or in this case a 9 inch diameter. And then same as we did before for the slot, I want to make sure the center of this circle is coincident with that 9 inch diameter construction circle. So we'll give that a coincident relation, and now you can see it's coincident to both the line and the circle, so it touches the intersection. And we should be fully defined. Yep, look down here, we're fully defined at this point. We've positioned it in space. It's locked in there, and we've given it a size. So now we can go ahead and cut that one out as well. And we'll go through all for that one. So now we've got our two different features cut into our plate. Now we can do a circular pattern. Oh, actually, let's back up here. Let's go back to our first feature where we did the plate. I can have my 1.5 inch hole in the plate to start with, just to save me one thing I have to do later. Okay, so there's our hole. We can actually use that to pattern around. So I'll select the circular pattern here on my features toolbar. Direction. Select the direction box here. You could select the outside here if you want. I'm going to select the hole that I just added in, so that it has the right center point that we want to revolve around. We want it to be equally spaced, 360 degrees, meaning all the way around, and we want 6 copies, including the original. So then we'll just select the features box down here. I need to put the features in there, so I can actually just select number 1 and number 2 there, and it'll pattern them both. So there's our slots and everything patterned around. We've got the arcs there. And then all we need to do here is add on the feature on top. So let's sketch on the plate again. We're going to need to redraw this hole. So we'll draw that 1.5, and then we'll draw the next one. We do need to smart dimension both of them. So 2.5 for the outside. And the hole needs to be at 1.5. Now it's fully defined. Let's just look at the drawing real quick. We need to extrude that a 1/2 inch total. So we'll go ahead and do a blind extrude to a 1/2 inch, as you can see there. And then we just need to go to the features toolbar, select fillet. We're doing a 1/4 inch fillet here. So I'll zoom in and select this bottom edge. Change that on the left to 0.25. And we'll click the check mark. And that completes the whole model. So anyway, sorry for the mix-up before. Hopefully this helps you guys. Any questions, let me know. I know I went through that kind of fast, but you can rewind and watch different portions of it to get an idea. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you guys have questions, and I hope that helped.